Top Attractions has gained a fresh set of hands and eyes. That's the Seattle Art Museum. Its new director, Scott Stulen, says he's excited to bring new energy into that role as the museum recovers from the COVID-19 pandemic. Scott is down in the Art Lounge with Tyrah this morning to talk about his vision for the museum and current happenings. Love this place, Tyrah.
Me too, Steve. It's been a while since I've been to Sam, and I can't wait to come back. Scott, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So first, before we get into Sam and all the new happenings, I want to learn more about your background.
Sure.
I know you studied studio art, which is different than the traditional path as to where I guess some museum directors study art history.
That's right. Most of my colleagues in the field, and actually I'm the only one of a director that has a studio art background of a major museum in the country right now.
Well, congratulations.
So it's a little bit of a different approach. So
Yeah.
I come at things a little bit more from a maker aspect than people that are maybe more of a historian. And they're both good, but just a little bit different approach.
Definitely unique. How did that lead you to this role?
So I've been at prior museums. I was at the Walker Art Center in Minneapolis, a little stint in Indianapolis, and then for the last 7.5 years, I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma as the director of the Philbrook Museum. But I've really developed my career of being somebody who's really about making the museum more welcoming and accessible and family-friendly and fun and less, one of those stuffy places you don't want to go, but a place you want to go hang out with your friends and family.
Which is the perfect transition to my next question. Not just Sam, but other entities around the city and around the country, have been sort of trying to bring back visitors and engagement post-pandemic, and there's a lot of exciting things happening in Seattle. We've got an upgraded waterfront. There's a huge push to revitalize downtown. How would you say you're trying to attract new visitors to Sam and also older visitors?
Absolutely. I mean, we want to be part of all that revitalization that's happening downtown, but throughout the city, and it's really an exciting time to be here. So we're really trying to make the museum be a place. We're doing really exciting art, of course, but different programs. We're adding more amenities to places and really being inclusive and welcoming to everybody and finding ways that we can kind of, invite in audiences that maybe historically have museum isn't for me, but a place in which they want to come and we're making the art kind of, fun and accessible for them and making ways you can come for a film or maybe you come and have lunch there or maybe just come on your lunch hour and kind of recharge in the galleries, but be able to do all those different things.
That's such a good idea to just stop by in on your lunch break. Exactly. Why not? So there are 3 locations underneath Sam. I've only been the one that's right there in downtown at Pike Place Market. For someone who hasn't been to any, what should they know? What should they see?
Absolutely. So I think some people aren't aware of that we actually do have 3 entities.
Okay.
They may have even been to some of those and not aware they're Sam, which I think is part of it. So it's the downtown location, of course, but it's also the Olympic Sculpture Park. Which is we're very close to right now.
I've been to the Olympic Sculpture Park. Okay, duh.
So Olympic Sculpture Park is also us. And then the Seattle Asian Art Museum, which is in Volunteer Park. And that's the original location of Sam way back when. But we have all 3 of those locations, and they're all slightly unique. But Olympic Sculpture Park's the one that I think a lot of people have been to, but maybe not have connected that it's part of Sam.
I didn't connect the dots until now. Do you have a favorite?
I personally, I will say, I'm not supposed to have favorites, but I will. I love the Olympic Sculpture Park. I think partly is, I think it's just being out in art and nature and be able to have that connection, just those amazing vistas. I will say, if you haven't done it before, come out at sunset. It's one of the best places to watch sunset in the entire city is out there with the Calder and be able to sit on that vista out in that space. But we're going to have a lot more programs, and we're actually at this upcoming show going to be adding more sculptures out there too.
So let's talk about some of your upcoming shows. And this is actually very unique, everybody. Scott's also a DJ. What a fun twist. You all have an upcoming show on March 28th, and you may have to help me with the name. AI Rebel Art and Activism. Is it Ai Weiwei?
So it's Ai Weiwei is the artist.
Okay.
So we're opening that exhibition. Is going to be opening next week, and then we're doing a program on the 28th called Remix, which is a big dance party we have downtown. Which yes, I am DJing as part of that. So I've been DJing for 20 years. It's kind of another one of my side projects on top of things, and I really enjoy doing it. So I'll be playing some punk rock and some other stuff for that event.
Okay.
But then we're opening this big exhibit with the artist that's opening next week to the public, and it's a major show. It's the biggest shows that Sam's ever done.
Oh my goodness.
So the artist, who's a Chinese artist, but he's very much a conceptual artist, but deals in politics, but it's also kind of a sense of humor in the work, but really challenges authority. So I think, again, it's a very punk rock show in a lot of ways. But it's his largest exhibition in the U.S. ever, and also the largest at Sam. It'll be at all 3 sites. So we'll have downtown, We'll have pieces at the Olympic Sculpture Park and at the Asian Art Museum.
Are you starting to see more art like that, where artists are sort of using their own creativity to sort of send a message or push back on authority, whatever it might be?
I think artists have always done that. I think
Okay.
through history have always done that. But I think in this moment, you're seeing more of that come up. And Ai Weiwei is one of the leading artists that has done this. He's been doing this for decades. So this exhibition actually spans about 40 years of his
Okay.
work. But there's stuff in there that's very, very current and very relevant to the time right now.
So cool. Okay, so we get to look at art. We get to have a dance party, listen to Scott DJ. Steve, I think this sounds like a lot of fun. March 28th.
Okay, mark it on the calendar. So does he have a DJ name then?
Do you have a DJ name or?
I go by DJ Middle West when I DJ.
Okay.
Oh my God, I love this.
And he's the art director of SAM. I mean, multi-talented. Thank you so much
you.
for joining us today.
Thank you.
Very cool. Thanks, guys.